Pakistan is running out of dollars. Inflation is crushing households. Debt repayments are exploding, and the IMF is watching. The real question isn't whether Pakistan is in crisis. The question is, how long before collapse becomes unavoidable? Pakistan's economy is trapped in a cycle of debt, devaluation, and dependency. Foreign exchange reserves barely cover weeks of imports. The rupee keeps weakening, energy shortages choke industry, and every bailout buys time, not stability. But here's what most people don't understand. This crisis didn't start yesterday. For decades, Pakistan has relied on external loans, from the IMF, from China, from Gulf states. Instead of structural reform, it chose short-term survival. Instead of export growth, it expanded consumption. Instead of tax reform, it expanded borrowing. And now, the bill is due. But the biggest threat isn't inflation. It's something far more dangerous. Between 2025 and 2027, Pakistan faces massive external debt repayments. Billions, in dollars. If foreign reserves don't recover, default becomes a real possibility. And if default happens, everything changes. The IMF doesn't give free money. It demands austerity, higher taxes, energy price hikes, currency devaluation, subsidy cuts. These measures stabilize numbers, but destabilize politics. Every IMF deal weakens public trust, and political instability scares investors, which reduces growth, which forces another IMF deal. The cycle repeats. China invested heavily through CPEC, power plants, roads, ports. But many projects were financed through loans, not grants. High interest, dollar-denominated. As the rupee weakens, repayment becomes more expensive. Now Pakistan must balance between IMF conditions and Chinese obligations, and that balancing act is getting harder. Here's the real structural problem. Pakistan doesn't export enough. Its economy relies heavily on textiles and remittances. Meanwhile, it imports fuel, machinery, food, and technology. This creates a chronic trade deficit, which means permanent dollar shortage. And without dollars, nothing moves. Economic crisis fuels political instability. Political instability scares foreign investors. Capital flows out. Currency weakens further. Inflation rises. Public anger grows, and reform becomes politically impossible. This is the trap. Now compare this with India. Rising forex reserves, diversified exports, manufacturing push. Defense indigenization. Economic stability strengthens geopolitical leverage. Economic weakness reduces it. In South Asia, economic strength is strategic power, and right now, the gap is widening. If Pakistan defaults, currency collapse accelerates, imports freeze, fuel shortages intensify, inflation explodes, and regional instability increases. Economic collapse in a nuclear-armed state isn't just financial news. It's a strategic risk. Pakistan is not collapsing tomorrow, but it is standing at a crossroads. Reform or repeat, stability or dependency, growth or bailout. The next 2 years will define its future. And in geopolitics, economic strength decides who leads and who follows. If you want sharp, no-nonsense analysis on South Asia's power balance, subscribe now, because the next crisis is already building. Follow V for Vantage.